there are advantages and disadvantages of being the youngest child. I guess I'm not last, but many of the stories have already been told by my dad. And so as I sit here listening, I'm checking things off the list that I had to say. But also, I've already shed plenty of tears, so maybe there's none left. So here I got them all out, and anyways, see if I can make this through this. I wish you guys could have the vantage point that I have right now. You could look out in this audience. I know my dad does. I know he's here looking out, but you guys are the living legacy that my dad has left. You know, the words, the stories, the things that we've said or will say today, they'll come and go, but the impact that my dad has had on you guys' lives. You're here for a reason. You wouldn't be here if he didn't touch you in some way or change you. I wrote down just a few things that for many of you, some of you might have as a coach. He acted as a surrogate father for some of you that are here today. Teammate, a classmate, Provo High. Maybe he was your bishop, your home teacher, your home teaching companion, a lifelong friend, a co-worker, an uncle, a brother, a brother-in-law, an assistant coach, a coach. That's the legacy that my dad has left. He always would say, it's a scout motto that you leave a campsite better than how you left it. Right? I really feel like that's how my dad treated the relationships that he had with people. He made it a point to leave them better than how they were. Before he met them, leaving them uplifted, stronger, happier, and always with a smile on their face. My dad was a man of large stature. Always looked up to him in every way, but it was the small things that really defined his life. My dad had an incredible ability to find joy in the littlest things of life. Whether that was his tortoises they had in the backyard, or this bite-sized candy bars that he loved so much. Could have been the small piece of pork that he found on his lap after he ate lunch, and it was a great surprise for him. My dad was able to find the joy in just the smallest things. And with that, he made everything a game for us as kids. Everything was turned into some sort of competition or fun game, whether it was who could walk faster, whether it was reciting or trying to remember scripture mastery in the car ride as he'd rattle off the scriptures, guessing the gas at the gas station. What's the price going to be? What's the total going to be? One memory I have of Dad is we were driving down the freeway one time in Southern California. It's hot. Joe said Dad never had AC, and so we'd roll up the windows and we'd start sweating a little bit. We'd start sweating just so that when we rolled down the window, we could feel the relief of the cold air. Those are the kind of things that, or whether he was driving and put on cruise control and did everything he possibly could not to take it off cruise control. And that might be swerving through lanes and narrowly missing semis on the road and cutting across traffic so he didn't have to turn. And along with that, my dad was a competitor. And one of the best things that Dad ever did was he never took it easy on us in anything. He never let us win. So it was always a great triumph when we did beat Dad in anything. There's two memories that stick out to me. They're both of Brad. And we were playing Settlers, a game of Settlers at Fish Lake down in the basement, sitting on the green couches, and Brad had did some sneaky move to win at the very, very end, and my dad had thrown the game in the air, pieces flying everywhere, jumped over the ottoman and tackled Brad over the couch as he wrestled him because he lost. The other one was ping pong. Brad and my dad were going at ping pong. Brad throws the paddle at my dad. My dad charged Brad. They both go to the ground. And anyways, he was fierce. He was a fierce competitor. I just wanted to go through a few of these. Kind of a game. My dad loved games. He loved kids. I was thinking this is almost could be a children's book. It's Where Can You Find Dad? Somebody put these flowers near my nose. I've got allergies. It says, where can you find Dad? If you saw him at church, you would find him walking the halls, baby in arms, singing nursery rhymes and turning church objects like light fixtures and alarms into bells and musical instruments. Where can you find Dad? After an activity, you will find him with his arms full of chairs, probably more than anyone should carry at one time, or with a broom in his hand. And if you waited long enough, you would see him be the last one to leave. Where can you find Dad? If you saw him in the backyard, you would find him feeding the tortoises, weeding the grass, playing catch or basketball, picking lemons from his favorite tree, and if it was raining, you might see him with a coat on, out in an all-out battle with the drain by the addition to get the water to drain. Where can you find Dad? If you saw him in the kitchen, you were sure to find him cooking a meal suited for an army. You would see him be the last one to eat. You would also see that this is how he showed love to the people he cared the most. Where can you find Dad? If you saw him before bed, he'd be reading books, singing songs to his kids, or scratching their backs to help them fall asleep. Where can you find Dad? If you happen to be up early in the morning, you would see him reading his scriptures or studying for a seminary lesson to teach to the early morning students at 6 in the morning. He might be out for a run, not just any run. It's 5 miles. It's the toughest course you've ever run, and it's every hill that you can find in the area. Where can you find Dad? If you see him having a conversation, you will see him listening more than he spoke. You would hear the few words that he did speak, words of wisdom and encouragement. Where can you find Dad? If you saw him in the fields, you would see him racing one of his kids to the field for practice. You might see his player smashing pies in his face or handing out gold, silver, and purple stars. To kids who others might not think they deserve. But to Dad, those were the ones that got them first. He will definitely be behind home plate with a catcher's mitt and not enough protection, usually with several bumps and bruises from poorly thrown balls. If you see him at work, he's at the hospital. He will be wearing a shirt and tie, carrying a box of donuts, Danishes, or bagels, with a smile on his face. If you see him at church ball, you will see a high energy, never quit effort. You will see eye and nose splitting elbows, a great box out, and a competitive spirit. If you saw him in the last few years, at the end of his life, you will see him in his wheelchair. He might be at a Chiefs game, go Chiefs, or in the basement for cousin play date, playing catch with the grandkids, or playing games of trouble, or building puzzles. You might find him on the ground after one of his falls. He might be there for a while. Eventually you will see his wife picking him up. Could be a neighbor, maybe one of his sons. You might find him getting tucked into bed by his wife, neighbor, or sons. You will still see him have a great sense of humor. Till the day he died, laughing at a good mouth joke. Where can you find him now? In the spirit world, here at last, free from his crippled body, able to walk, run, talk, and sing. You'll find him surrounded by family, his parents and sister, giving each of them warm embraces. You might find him coaching the future little grandkids, babies, in the game of baseball. You might see him looking over us now, smiling at all of you here. If Dad were here, he might read the scripture. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is here at hand. I have fought a good fight, and I have finished my course, and I have kept the faith. I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.